My favourite cuisine is Italian.
Japanese.
Italian.
Roast beef dinner.
Indian.
I went around Warrington and asked members of the public, what is your favourite cuisine? There were so many good suggestions there, but I think if I had to pick, I would choose Italian, as I love pizza and pasta. This is Gabby here, and welcome to the first episode of our new podcast, where I interview chefs throughout the UK and discuss their own personal cooking experiences. Next, coming up in the next part of this episode, I'm going to now introduce one of the chefs I will be interviewing about their own personal cooking experiences. Welcome, Claire Unsworth, who is currently working as a chef. I am very pleased to have you on the podcast, Claire. So Claire, we are going to ask you some questions about your questions in the cooking industry. Right, so the first question is, how did you start out in the cooking industry?
I started out in the cooking industry when I first left school at 16. I did a YTS course as a trainee chef, going to college one day a week and working in a hotel, cooking in the kitchen with a team of people.
What is your role within the cooking industry?
My role in the cooking industry at the time was a trainee chef, learning off people who'd been in the industry for a long time.
What do you love the most about cooking?
I find it relaxing, I find it interesting, and I find it very enjoyable.
Can you tell us a little bit about your skills in cooking?
My skills in cooking, my favourite skill is more baking, because I'm more interested in cakes and I like being creative when making cakes. I like using different recipes, and that's really where my favourite skills come in, is more baking. Is what I enjoy best.
During your time in the cooking industry, what was your favourite memory from working in the industry?
My favourite memory from working in the industry has to go back to working for a hotel chain, and that involved me learning lots of different skills. I used to enjoy having to run the kitchen under the supervision of a head chef, and at the time I was only 16.
What was your most memorable moment from cooking a dish?
The most memorable moment from cooking a dish was when we did a presentation evening, and that involved inviting all our families in and getting them to try the dishes that we cooked whilst being a trainee chef under the conditions of a college.
What is your favourite cuisine and why?
My favourite cuisine has got to be Italian, and the reason why is because I love pasta and I love making different recipes that I can incorporate pasta with.
I'm going to ask you about your top 3 dishes. Why and what guidance would you give to the audience about that dish?
Okay, top dish at the moment would have to be spaghetti bolognese, because my daughter is a big fan of this dish. I like to try it in lots of restaurants that I go to, so I adapt my dish at home, and I think I've found a very easy recipe that I could teach people how to make, and it wouldn't cost a lot of money, because at the moment everybody is struggling financially, and it would be easy to make and wouldn't cost a lot of money. My second dish would have to be, let me think, probably I would go for a chicken and leek pasta. Chicken and leek pasta bake, again, another favourite in my house. Something that I learnt to cook quite a long time ago, and the recipe goes down very well. We cook it a lot for family and friends, and it's something that also my daughter enjoys, as she can be quite a fussy eater. So that's quite easy to make, and again, it doesn't cost a lot of money but tastes amazing. And my third dish, what would I pick? So I've picked 2 pasta dishes. My third dish would probably be, I'd probably have to go for a curry. To keep my husband happy, I would probably go for maybe a beef curry that's cooked slowly and probably that's quite a bit spicy and hot, because that's how my hubby likes it cooked.
What is your first top dish and why?
First top dish, spaghetti bolognese, and again it's because my daughter loves it so much, and I'm really happy that it's a dish I can make and we can all enjoy as a family.
What guidance would you give to our listeners about cooking this dish?
The guidance I would give is it's something that is probably best to make with the best quality of mince, a 5% mince, because it's less fattening. I would also, if you've got children in the family, it's a way you can get a few vegetables into the dish. So I add mushrooms to mine, I put carrots in and celery in, and that is a good thing to do when you've got children in the house who maybe don't always eat a lot of fruit and veg. And I think everybody has tin tomatoes in the cupboard, and I think it's quite a cheap way of doing it, but also tastes great because I love leeks. I don't always have them in a lot of different foods that I have at home, and it's something again that we enjoy as a family. We usually serve it with a great big salad and some garlic and coriander naan bread, and it is delicious.
What guidance would you give to our listeners about cooking this dish?
The guidance I would give is definitely use chicken breast and not chicken thighs because it tastes better. I usually add creme fraiche or possibly a little bit of cream after it's been cooked to give it a little bit more extra flavour. Again, you can adapt it quite a lot. You could add onions, you could add shallots, you can put peppers in if you want to. It's quite quick and easy to make, but again, it tastes delicious.
And next but not least, but not last, is what is your third top dish and why?
Third top dish and why is a curry. It isn't something that I always cook a lot because I like to try and cook dishes that all of us as a family can eat together, and my daughter's not really a fan of curry, so I would cook this dish for me and family, or me and my husband, because he loves curry.
What guidance would you give to our listeners about cooking this dish?
The guidance I would give is if I was doing a beef curry, as I said before, I would cook it slowly for a long time. So I would cook this dish in my slow cooker. And I would cook it slowly for a long period of time because you can really taste the spice and the beef becomes very tender, and that's how I enjoy it.
This is where we come to the fun part of the podcast now, Claire. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for a this or that round set of questions that need to be answered as quickly as possible? For example, water or soft drink. You will say which you prefer. Water or soft drink?
Soft drink.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Crisps or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Chippy or Chinese?
Chippy.
Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
Kingsmill or Warburtons?
Warburtons.
Beef or lamb?
Beef.
Chicken or gammon?
Chicken.
Thank you, Claire, for being on the show. I appreciate your time and your commitment for taking part in this podcast. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned for more on Go Taste and make sure to come back soon and listen to more of our episodes. Here is a little preview of what is coming up in our next episode. Go Taste was produced and edited by Gabrielle Unsworth. For more information, visit our website at www.gotaste.co.uk.